Welcome to the Stample Hook. My name is Monique Bos and I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin Up. I have been doing that for a couple of years already, and normally I make workshops, but now I make YouTube movies just to make sure that you can still see all of the beautiful products that we have. Today I'm going to show you this beautiful set, Forever Fern. This is the English version. There's also a Dutch version, and the set also has dies with it that coordinate with the stamps and some extras. So I'm going to show you another movie where I use the dies in combination with the stamps, but for now this is the first one with only the stamps. I have made a background with the stamps and it looks like this. And I'm going to show you how you can easily make your background yourself. I do this very often because there's also design series paper you can buy. But if you make your own background, you can make it any color you want and you can put it together like you want it. So this is what I made. I'm going to show you how I did it. And I also made 2 cards already with it. And this is what you can make with it. Of course, there are also other options. But if you have another option, please show it to me. We can learn from each other. Okay. I'm going to make it with half of a Whisper White sheet, and I'm going to use these colors. This is soft seafoam, a very soft color that you can easily use for backgrounds. I'm more of a bright colored type, like I see that I use very strong colors. But for me, it's good to use others as well. Then we have the color Pear Pisas or Pear Pisas. Some people pronounce it differently. It is a nice green. It's a little bit lighter than Old Olive. And I really love this one because it fits together with a lot of colors. Then we have Shaded Spruce. That is a darker green. And I also use Pretty Peacock. It is a little bit of blue-green together. So, the stamps that I'm going to use are these. This one is the one I use with the lightest. This one is the one that I use with the Pear Pisas. This one is that I use with the Pretty Peacock. And then we have here the spots. It's a little bit difficult to see on the picture of the stamp set what it is, but it gives a lot of dots. And I really like it because it's just that small something else in this. Okay, so we're going to start with the lightest color and the biggest stamp. And when you have a bigger piece of paper where you start to stamp on, you can easily put more in it and make it as big as you want. I'm going to use the half of the big one I already showed you. All right, so I'm going to stamp just where I want it, to divide it a bit over the paper. And don't put them on a row because it's a bit boring. So I'm just going to add a lot of the lighter color. And then I'm going to see where I can put part of the stamp. So you go over the paper. So that's why I have this underneath. And then I think it's enough. When you're ready with your stamp, you just have to press it a bit on your paper, and then after that you can use the chamois, and the chamois is soft, and it's you make it wet with warm water, and then you can rinse it and use it again. If you leave it, then it gets really hard, and then you have to rinse it with water again to use it, because you press the stamp on it and it cleans it. And what's so nice about this stamp set is that it is what they call distinctive. So that means that it has depth in it. I can show you with this a bit darker color. When I put it on, you can see the shading of the leaves. And I really, really love that. And you don't have to press really hard with your stamp on your ink, just a bit, and see, when you look at it, you see if it's even divided. And also here, just go with your feeling where you want to put the stamps. And remember, you have 4 different ones. And you can always add later if you say, well, something's missing over there, it's a bit too open for me. And then you can add one. I want one here as well. And a little bit here on this side. And every time I make a background, it's different than the one that I made before. I may use the same colors, but it's still, every time it's different. I really love that. And now I make them in the green and blue colors, but you can also make them in other colors, of course. It's just an idea that I give. You can use it with the colors that you have. Maybe you don't have these colors, but you have others. All right, and then this one. Look at it. It is really so gorgeous. I really love this color. I use it not often enough. It's really stupid because I already have it for a long time. I'm still going to fill up as much as I can, and maybe you say this is enough, and I say, well, let's do some more. That depends on what you like. And also remember, because you use it on another card, you can take a small piece of it, or you can take half of it, or whatever you want. So it's not, it looks sometimes really busy, but then if the card, when the card is done, then you think, well, it's okay. It fits really good. Okay, that was the almost the last one. And this one, that was the one that I said did not really look good on the box. You see some dots, but if you see it on the background, it just gives that little bit of extra. I really like it. And it fills up the small gaps that you still have. And it's up to you how you fill it, of course. And I put a lot on it. I see here I have not done it down here. And I am okay with this. So I'm ready. Okay. So this is the background, and you can use it for 2 cards. You can make 3, 4 cards. That depends on which size you use. And yeah. So I'm very curious what you're going to do with it. So if you are going to make some kind of background, please let me know. I really like to see how you make it to a card or a project, or maybe a scrapbook page is also possible, of course. And then we are going to make a card. This is the card that I use. Pretty Peacock, the really nice color. It is 14.5 21 centimeters, and I scored it at 10.5. I always use this bone folder to make it a bit flatter. I still have a piece left. I think I'm going to use it this way. So now I'm going to see what is the size that I'm going to use. And I'm using, this is a pen that can be erased, so that's why I do this. And then I take my trimmer, I put it in this place where the knife is going to cut it. You see it's now on the other side, the line. I see a little bit of blue, so I'm going to erase that on this. Yeah. Then I'm going to put this over here, because the other one I already used it on the other side. I'm going to put it on the card with Tombow liquid glue, so it's easy because you can still position it a bit if it's not completely on the right spot. It fits really good. I always do this by looking at it. Could be that it's sometimes a bit crooked, but I don't mind. It's all handmade, so, and I see that it fits, so that's okay. I will look on the sides, because like here you have a small piece that's sticking out, and I'm going to cut it away. It's really tiny bit. All right, that's a really tiny bit, yes. And then I have the text hello, and I'm going to stamp it in the same color as the cardstock, and I'm going to do it a couple of times. Hello. And that's the outside of the card. And then I'm going to put a piece of white in the inside, because I really want to stamp something on it. This is a really small piece, so I'm going to take a bigger one because I really want to put a small line on the sides and on the bottom. So I'm going to put a little line where I want to cut it. Upside down, it's not very handy. All right, so I'm not sure what those measurements are, but it fits in my card, so that's the biggest issue. So, okay. I still have some blue over here, so I'm going to take it off, and here too. When I use a darker color as a card base, then I always use a white in the inside. Yes, it's cut correctly. I have to check it. And I'm going to stamp with two of the stamps on the side. I put it a bit outside of, see, so it's still on it, but it's not completely in the middle, you know, boring. That's what I think. Maybe you say, okay, I'm going to put 2 or 3 in a row. That's also possible, of course. So that's completely up to you how you do that. And then I'm going to put this one on the other side. You can also do it on top, of course, but it's just like everybody has their own preferences. So that it's not what I say is the only way. There are multiple ways to do that. So I'm going to let it dry a bit. Look how beautiful. And you can also do this on your envelope. So you have a matching card, a matching inside, and a matching envelope. So that's one idea. Most of the time I forget it, but I see it from other demonstrators and I'm like, oh yeah, exactly, the envelope. It's also part of it, of course. Also, always check if you have the right side up. Sometimes we are so busy and then we glue it and then it's upside down or on the wrong side. So these are the 3 cards I already made, all a bit different, and you can make anything you want with it. If you have the background, you can use it for your scrapbook, you can use it for cards, you can use it for boxes, whatever to decorate it. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you want, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a button beneath, and so you'll always get a message when I put in a new YouTube movie. I make them in Dutch and in English, so just see the title and you see what language it is in. I hope you enjoyed it, and if I can help you with anything, just send me a message. My email address is thestempelhoek@gmail.com, or you can just send me a message to Facebook. My name is Monique Bos. Okay, thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. And if you want to order any of the products that I have used, you can also contact me. Thanks a lot.